folks, we're back for another RSR video email bag, and that's Otto Susanna, and the song is Devotion, the most beautiful instrumental song I've ever heard in my life. I gotta give you a little bit more. My favorite part coming up. Gorgeous, gorgeous. What a song. Devotion. Otto Susanna and his orchestra. Fantastic. Forget about it. Hey, folks, this is Bad Brad Berkwood. And as I said, this is another RSR video email bag. And I got to tell you a little bit about that song because it means so much to me. My Uncle Stan, who's 90 and a half years old, yes, 90 and a half, still kicking it, sharp as can be, owns that song. And the late, great Al Martino, if you don't know him by that name, you definitely know him by Johnny Fontaine, who played in The Godfather, heard that song on a show in New York City, and they played it in the background, and they introduced a movie. Al fell in love with that song, called my uncle, and said, when my uncle owned a publishing company called Sounds Music, and he called him, he said, I want to record that song, and Al recorded it. Go on YouTube, look up Al Martino Devotion. He did 2 versions of it. Believe it or not, the 33 version, which is 33 is an album for you old heads like me. And he also did a 45 version. It's a smaller one. You used to put the yellow insert. How many people remember little yellow inserts that you put in the record? He did that version as well, and that was a faster version. My favorite instrumental song. Now, let's get into the show. We got a few plugs that we do now and not at the end. First of all, make sure you subscribe to the RSR YouTube channel. And how do you do that? Stop looking at the fedora and wondering what the pinky ring says. Yes, it says BB. Yes, white, gold, and diamonds. Forget about it. How else did you think I was going to roll? Debbie tells me all the time, you got more jewelry than I do. Hey, I love jewelry. I'm Italian. Forget about it. Now, if you want to be on my show, and you want to get your question answered, and we got some good ones tonight, folks, send your questions in to Ringside Report 2014 @gmail.com. That's Ringside Report 2014 @gmail.com. Now, it's time to plug my book, which I can't tell you enough, folks. Thank you for everybody that has recently shown interest in it and picked it up. It is Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime. Let's do a close-up shot there. Yours truly on the back in the day, 2002, in Seoul, South Korea. And if you want to pick up my book, all you need to do is go to authorhouse.com, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime. I always send people there, folks, because I'm trying to save you a buck. It's wholesale there. And yes, for everybody that IMs me and says, Bad Brad, we want to get it signed. How do we get it personally signed? All you got to do is arrange it with me, cover postage and handling, and I'll sign the book, whatever inscription you like. All right? Finally, if you want to sponsor or advertise or on the RSR video email bag or the Fighting Cowboy James Quick Tillis bag, Quick's bag, RSR bag that is, or we got all the oars because we're going up the river. Forget about it. RingsideReport.com, or finally, and as you saw on Facebook today, folks, we got several guests booked. I told you we're coming back, okay? We had to take a small hiatus, but we're back, Jack, and we don't do it halfway. I book guests. We book them 2, 3, 4 at a time because we know how much you enjoy the show. And the show is the Bad Brad Berkwood Show. If you want to advertise on that or sponsor, send them in too. Business inquiries too. Serious business inquiries. Forget about it. Come on, you already know it. You should be IMing me. Text to me the address. Ringside Report 2014 @gmail.com. Now, let's get into your questions. First question is, let me get comfortable here and situated. Excuse me. Bad Brad, me and the boys want to thank you big time for your fight pick, because when we saw the video and you say Cotto by hard-fought unanimous decision, now that I picked him, you said, bet the house on Canelo. And we did. What I always tell you, whoever I pick, just bet the opposite and you'll win. Now, and we cleaned up, pal. You and your missus will have a sweet Christmas present coming your way, if you know what I mean. As you say, forget about it. So who do you have this weekend with Klitschko versus Fury? Benny Grazie, Dino from Brooklyn, New York. Hey, Dino, much respect to you and the boys. The best. I know you guys will be watching at the social club. Enjoy. Klitschko, Fury. Come on, you got to pick. Who do I want to win? Let's start it like that. Fury. Why? Because he's exciting, talks a lot of shit. He's a great soundbite, and I think that he'd be pretty good for boxing. But realistically, I got to go with Wlad. I think he's going to stink out the joint. I don't know if he's going to stop him. He may if he can land. If Fury decides to go toe-to-toe with him, got a good chance to get knocked out. I mean, if Steve Cunningham can drop Fury, what do you think Klitschko can do? But I think Klitschko's going to stink out the joint like he always does. Grab, clutch, same thing. Punch, grab, clutch, punch, grab, clutch, the whole 9 yards. It's going to be a unanimous decision for Klitschko. But I'm rooting for Fury. I'm not going to tell you differently. All right? So, you might want to bet on Fury because he'll be a huge underdog. All right, next question. Bad Brad. I cannot stand Wlad Klitschko. Great fighter, sure. Excuse me. Cure for insomnia. You bet your Italian ass he is. Please, oh please, loudmouth Tyson Fury. Knock him in the next week and end his title reign. Do you really see it happening, BB? Trevor P. from Arlington, Virginia. Trevor P. from my old stomping grounds, Arlington, Virginia, as I just said to Dino. Do I see it happening? I always say this. A heavyweight and a guy that's, 6'9", I think he is. He's almost 7 feet tall. Heavyweight, 230 plus, always is going to have a puncher's chance. Is it possible? Sure. Okay? I don't see it happening, but it's quite possible. And it'd be great for boxing because it is time for Wlad to move on. All props to Wlad. He's a great fighter. He takes care of his business outside the ring. There's never any scandals about him. But he's born as all outdoors. And it is what it is, you know? So, last question. BB, picked up your book, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime. And no bullshit, man, you interviewed some greats. I love the Aaron Pryor interview, Sean O'Grady, and Jerry Cooney. And I was shocked to see, don't tell my wife, Vanessa Del Rio was such a huge boxing fan. And in your book, we know she's well known for something totally different. Forget about it. Oh, we got to forget about it's coming out tonight. I love it when the viewers say forget about it. He even spelled it right. Only you could do an interview with her and get her to talk about boxing, which rang out loud and clear. She has loved it for more than 50 years. Do you have plans for another book of interviews anytime soon? If so, I'll buy it the minute it hits the shelves. I promise you that. Happy holidays, Frank D. from Chappaqua, New York. Chappaqua, New York. I used to hang out there. You know that the Clintons live there. Or at least they have a house there. All right. Well, first of all, thank you so much for picking up my book. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, hey, Vanessa, we know she's known for a completely different industry. But she's a boxing fan nonetheless. And that's why I wanted to interview her. Because everybody thought the obvious. And what do? Like I always do, forget about it. I went against the grain. And I showed you that she went to private school, Catholic school, and the black Franciscan nuns who liked Cassius Clay turned her on to Cassius Clay at the time. Huge boxing fan. Now, in answer to your question, am I going to come out with another book? I've been asked that question for the last 13 years. And I got to tell you, it's a lot of work. Not that I'm scared of a lot of work. That's not what I'm saying. Forget about it. But I'm so busy with my show and Ringside Report and what's left of my acting stuff. I'm trying to get some projects off the ground with that out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and hopefully soon on the West Coast. I don't like to put anything out until it's 100%, but there's things in the works. So as of right now, no, but you can always go to ringsidereport.com, and I've got tons and tons of interviews there, pal. Okay? I hope that answered your question. Happy holidays to you as well, and to everybody that watches all of our shows, from Quick Tillis and all the team at Ringside Report and Debbie and I. The happiest of happy holidays to you and your family, no matter what you celebrate, no matter what part of the world you celebrate it in. I wish you truly the best for you and your family as we go into Thanksgiving and soon Christmas and 2016 before you know it'll be here. All right, folks, and we're going to be right here. And we got huge things coming in the new year. Forget about it. And as I always do, it's another show in the can. And as Frank Sinatra sang so eloquently, so long ago, the best is yet to come. Bad Brad out.